Good evening, beautiful people of the You Create the Dream page, and welcome to Awake in the Dream. This is our fortnightly call. It's an opportunity to ask me anything at all. I also share the vibe that I pick up and what I feel needs to be shared on any given day. Do say hi as you come on. Let me know that you're here because I would love to acknowledge your beautiful presence. Now, just whilst I wait, Marina, hello, beautiful. Um, Jane, Valerie, good evening, good evening, good evening, beautiful ladies. Welcome to all of you. Marina, as your name popped up, I was thinking I probably need you, like always, on the calls, just so that we know it's working. So, for those that aren't a part of the I Am Woman program, I was in Newcastle Wednesday, Thursday, drove in torrential rain to go to my aunt's funeral and stayed overnight because I had a live call on Wednesday night and then a live call Thursday morning, early Thursday morning. Actually, we changed it and made it earlier so that I could do our live call and leave to get back to do another live call in the evening. So Newcastle is 6 hours away from where I am. Anyway, so I get on, I do the live call, finish it. It was good. There was some amazing stuff that came through, and for some reason I couldn't find the recording. And then I waited for a few minutes, and then I left. I checked out of the hotel, and I kept checking on my phone, and it hadn't appeared because I thought maybe there was a delay. So then finally, I put a post up asking if anybody else in the group could find it, and it wasn't there. So the fact that I can actually see not only do the stats appear to be working, which they did on the day too, but I can see your gorgeous little bubbles. I see your names. I see you saying good evening. So we are all good to go. Good evening, good evening, good evening, beautiful, beautiful ladies. I hope you're well. I would love to know where you're at. I would love to know how you're feeling. I would love to make tonight as interactive as possible. There's something to be said about I always feel your vibe, I always feel your presence, and so does everybody else. Because when we come together, there's a collective, we form this beautiful vibe between us, and everybody feels it. You can't not feel it. But I really have a feeling that I want to make tonight as interactive as possible. And what I would like to share, I'm here to answer any questions that you might have. But I know you ladies, you've all done workshops, and for those that watch the replay, I would love for you to comment. I would love for you to also comment hashtag replay because I like to know who's listening. I understand that a lot of people don't. A lot of people watch on the quiet. However, I had an amazing Reiki 1 weekend this past weekend. It was absolutely incredible. And it's interesting because we actually spent a fair bit of time talking about the white light. And what I mean by that is not just obviously sending light and healing light and what have you, but the white light that people often say, put yourself in a bubble of light, that sort of thing. So we spent a fair bit of time talking about that and breaking that down. And I actually thought about it today, and I thought, I think I'd like for us to get into that as well here in this group. And I know that many of you have been in my space for some time, so you would also know about the white light and possibly even done the white light meditation. So, Marina, I've been feeling very emotional. Could be a combination of the I Am Woman and all the beautiful videos. The videos, oh my Lord, Marina. I've been the same. I have been teary with each and every one of them. And I have to say, all the comments today, Stacey, your comment, so amazing. Valerie, everybody that's made comments to Lara's video, they have been so beautiful. All the comments, the support that you have offered to every single person in that piece of the homework has been absolutely incredible. So thank you. This is the power of us, coming together and supporting the whole. Katarina, good evening, beautiful. How are you? Okay, so let's talk about the white light. So the white light, doing the white light meditation. White light meditation is my nighttime ritual. Fantastic, Marina. So Marina, you were also in a recent Reiki 1 training, and I would have talked to you about the shortcut that I did it all slowly, religiously for, a week or so, and then I had a shortcut version. I'm just going to talk about, first and foremost, the power of the white light, what to do, what not to do, and also when you would maybe start to do a shortcut version, and personally what I do. So I'm so happy that you love it, Marina. It is really beautiful, and I've had, like, over the years, so many people, thousands and thousands of people have said to me that I still listen to it every night. They just love falling asleep with it. So I hear, for many years, right, almost forever, that people say, oh, just put a bubble of protection around you. Just put this bubble. Now, I don't know if things have changed, if people are now writing in books that maybe you should look at not just having a bubble of light so that you drown in your own crap, right? But it's not as simple as just putting a bubble around you, and this is what I want to talk about tonight. The power of it, how to do it properly, and then the shortcut versions. All right, and if anyone has any questions whatsoever all the way through this, or if anybody would like to add the power of the white light, what they've experienced, times that they've used it where it has just changed everything for them, then I would absolutely love for you to share. Valerie's saying it's absolutely beautiful. I do it most mornings. Fantastic, Valerie. All right, where shall we start? The power of the white light. Because that's always fun, right? If we start to talk about some of the things that it has assisted us with, then it's going to actually inspire you to commit yourself to using it as well. So for everybody here, I would love for you to share. When have you used the power of the white light, and how, what impact did it have on you and your world? So I would love to know that. So can we protect ourselves? Can we put ourselves in this amazing bubble of light? Absolutely. Can we put our car, our house, our car whilst we're traveling, a flight whilst we're traveling, our home, can we do that? Absolutely. Is it protective? Absolutely. Can it also, this is a little bit cheeky, but can you put a bubble of light around your car? And if you're a bit of a speeder, I used to speed. I don't, not so much now, and I have gotten the habit of using cruise control. However, I used to do a whole lot of driving, and I was living in Sydney. I was running a charity event and training models. This is going back many, many years ago. And for 5 months, I drove every Monday to Cooma and trained models Monday night and drove back, and had a great car, and it would sit very comfortably on 140, which is a big no-no, right? So I would put this white light around me and around the car, and I would very specifically ask for it to make me invisible to the police. However, God forbid, if I was, if there was any sort of drama or I was in an accident, that they would of course see me, because I didn't want to be invisible in that scenario. And of course I'd find somebody else on the road that would drive the same way that I would, and we'd be like sort of tagging each other, and the police would always get the car in front of me or the car behind me. And the one time that I didn't do it, I got booked. So white light for me, for my home, beautiful. So I've used it for that. I have often, and I am obviously Reiki master, Reiki trained, have been using Reiki for many years, but I'll often shoot light out of my hands. So I will use a light when a bird comes flying in front of the vehicle, or if a kangaroo comes out, I will, blast light to try and, push it away. I will, this is when Martin's driving, often, I'll be just sitting there and I'll see a bird coming, so I will blast light. Again, you can protect your car, okay, so that you form a shield of protection around your car, the same way you would form a shield of protection around yourself. I'm going to break it down for you shortly. I have used the light for so many scenarios. If I've had to walk somewhere and I feel a little uneasy, I will put myself in a protective light and ask to be made invisible. I have a hilarious story. Hello, beautiful Sharon. How are you? Are you still in New Zealand? I would love to know if you're still in New Zealand. I hope you're having a fantastic time there. And if you're back, then I hope you had a fantastic time. So, one story that I actually share in Reiki training, and those of you who've done my training would know because I always share this in Reiki 1, but it's just this incredibly beautiful and powerful story, right? And funny. So, I was invited to a wedding and I really wanted to, hey Lily, how are you? And I really wanted to go to this wedding. I hadn't realised how much weight I had put on, and this is more than 20 years ago. It's going to be maybe 23 plus years ago. So actually, it would be more than that. More. Oh my goodness. Actually, it would be. It would be. I'm just thinking about how old my daughter was at the time. So anyway, all that aside, doesn't matter when, but I had put on a fair bit of weight, and I didn't realise how much weight I put on. I had this beautiful walk-in wardrobe, and one side was filled with beautiful gowns, and I knew which dress I wanted to wear to the wedding. So anyway, I was working first thing in the morning, so I got up really early and I did my hair, I did my makeup, and I figured all I need to do is just go into the wardrobe and slip on this dress, thinking I could just slip it on like that, slip on this dress, and off I'd go, right? Because everything else I was ready to go. Anyway, so I race upstairs. Okay, I get home, I race upstairs, and I'm trying to wiggle into this dress. I've tried putting it over my head, I've tried stepping into it, and way too tight, right? I still zipped it, but it took a lot of effort. So here I am squeezing into this dress, and I've zipped it up, and I'm bulging everywhere. And you could see like the butt, the hips, the stomach, this whole section. Anyway, so I look in the mirror, and I did what most of us women would do. I cried. Not ashamed to admit that I cried. Right? I cried because I really wanted to wear this dress. I really, really wanted to wear this dress. So, and I really wanted to go to the wedding. Now, there's a part of the brain, like the ego, that goes, well, just find an excuse, don't go to the wedding. Look at you, you're so fat, don't go. Like the self-bashing, right? But I didn't do that. Instead, what I did was I decided to sit down and do the white light in slow-mo. Now, I'll explain this later on because I had stopped. I used to, in the very beginning, do the white light in slow motion, and then I had a shortcut, right? I had this technique that I would use, and I always felt safe and protected and what have you, so that wasn't the issue. It's just that right here, right now, with this extremely tight dress on, I wanted to try and see, what if, I have a what if attitude, what if I could do the white light, and if the white light can protect me, and if the white light can make me invisible, and if the white light can do X, Y, and Z, then I wonder if I could have this white light radiate radiate me looking a particular way, right? What if? I had no idea if it would work or not. So I sat at the end of the bed and I did the white light in slow motion because maybe the part of my brain felt that doing my quick thing wasn't going to be strong enough. So I did it in slow motion. I radiated, I asked this, I formed a shield of protection around me, etc. I did my usual white light spiel, which is most of you would have it. It was the original, has been taken off the website just for a little while. There is one on the website now called I Am Light, I Am Peace. It's a free download. If you do not have the original guided white light meditation, reach out to me. I'm happy to share it. I'm happy to gift it to you. So anyway, here I am. I've called this shield of protection, did what I usually do. I ask that it radiates, touching the hearts and souls of all those who desire healing. And this is where I did something different. I'm going to show you the power of this. However, I ask that everybody that sees me as being a perfect size 10, slim, trim, taut, terrific, funny, intelligent, blah, 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 blah. I pumped a lot of things into this light. I had no idea whether it would work or not. I had never done it before, but it was my what if attitude. And most of what I've learned, most of what I teach has been because I try it on everything. Working with the light, working with Reiki, working with energy is my go-to and has been my go-to for many, many years. So here I am, I did the white light and what have you. Then I felt better. Did I think I looked different? I don't think so, but I felt better. So anyway, off I went. My backup plan for the wedding was all you need to do is just like get in the doorway, go to your table, take a seat. You don't have to get up. You don't have to dance or anything. But I got there and I actually felt comfortable and confident enough to get up and dance. I was sitting at a table with people I hadn't, apart from my first husband, and I didn't know anyone else at the table, right? So I hadn't met anyone at this table. And the gentleman sitting directly opposite me, we were like chatting, across the table. I'm chatting to everybody. Everyone was beautiful. But he, later in the evening, grabs his chair. He comes around. He puts his seat between Tony and I. And he says, mate, I got to tell you, like, for a Lebanese woman, your wife, oh my God, she's so beautiful. She's beautiful and she's funny and she's, wise and she's, all the things, intelligent, humorous, all that stuff. Everything that I had said, he said the very things that I had put into my light. Now, that had to happen. That was the universe speaking through him. And that had to happen to prove to me that it would work. Otherwise, I would have gone home and would have thought, well, I was confident enough to go. But, I wouldn't know anything else. I would be none the wiser about the power of the light. So I do share this story in my Reiki training because I am absolutely convinced that I could have made my black dress look white. Absolutely white, look red. Okay, and I shared the story with one of my trainings many, many years ago, and this Swedish girl said, Joanne, I'm going out tonight. She had brown eyes. I'm going out tonight, and I'm going to ask that my white light makes my eyes look blue. So I kid you not, she came the next day, and somebody said to her, oh my God, you've got the most amazing blue eyes. All right, so there's lots of cool things in that particular story. The what if attitude, I still use my light as I normally would to protect and all that stuff, but I also was able to radiate a particular energy in a particular frequency so that people would see me a particular way, right? And I want you to think about it. If everything is energy, and confidence is sexy, right? When somebody feels confident, they're oozing some sort of magic, they're radiating something. Think about how many times you've walked past somebody and they're not necessarily drop dead gorgeous. They're not necessarily extremely attractive, but for some reason you take a second look. It's like, I don't know what it is, but oh my God, there's something about them. There's something about that person. It's the energy, it's the frequency, right? So if everything is energy, then why can we not use this light for lots of other things other than just putting ourselves in a protective bubble? Because I know everyone talks about just bubble yourself, you'll be right. Put yourself in a little protective bubble. Now, what I want to share around that, and please feel free to ask questions. I've got so much in my mind that I want to share with you, but I want this to be for you, about you. Still in New Zealand, heading back tomorrow morning. So wonderful catching up with family. Beautiful, beautiful, Sharon. I'm so happy that you've had a great time and been able to see your family. Where was I? Okay, so the white light. Okay, so people talk about putting go put yourself in a bubble, you'll be fine. The problem with just putting yourself in a bubble and a shield of protection, right, because you feel the need to put yourself in a bubble to protect yourself. The issue with doing just that is that you're going to be drowning in your own shit, because you haven't actually asked it to filter any negativity, anxiety, stress, tension that you create for yourself throughout the days. So, and the thing is too, we are always seeing the world the way we see it, and we are always responding to the world according to the way we see it, right? So then what's happening is that all the things that are coming up for you have nowhere to go, because you've done this amazing job of putting yourself in this bubble of light. So, Marina, drowning in your own shit. Yep. So how do we do the white light? As I mentioned, for those that do not have the original guided white light meditation, feel free to reach out and I'll send you the link. It is normally a free download on my website. It's just that we have replaced it this year with I Am Light, I Am Peace to help people through the current situation. It still does very much the white light thing, but it just brings in something else as well. All right, so how do we do the white light? It's as simple as, and the meditation does it in slow-mo, right? But it's as simple as bringing the light through the crown of the head, filling the entire body. Now in the audio, we're actually saying, clearing the blockages of the throat, the things that you've said that you wish you hadn't said, etc., etc. So it's done slowly, intentionally, clearing all the chakras along the way. But all you need to do is take the time to meditate and bring this light through your entire body, cleansing, clearing, healing each and every cell along the way. Now, for those that have been doing the meditation for some time, what's happened now is that you actually have it in your muscle memory. So your body remembers it. So you can, when you're ready, start to go to the shortcut version, right? But you're basically bringing this light through your entire body from your feet and deep into the center of the earth. So now I am one with Source, one with the earth, giving and receiving in a continuous flow of love and healing. And then what I'm doing is I'm then expanding this light, pushing out any anxiety, stress, tension, anything of low vibration. I'm pushing it out of my body and out of my space. And now I'm forming a shield of protection around me. So that from now on, only that of the highest vibration enters my space. Anything else, just imagine this is your bubble, anything else simply bounces off. Okay, only that of the highest vibration enters, which is love, pure love. Anything else, anything of low vibration, cannot touch me. It cannot affect me. However, and this is so, so, so important, however, any negativity, anxiety, stress, or tension that I create for myself throughout the days, this easily filters through and is sent off to the universe to become love and light. So now I am not drowning in my own stories and drowning in my own low vibe and drowning in my own stuff, right? And my responses to people or whatever they're doing, on any given day, I'm not drowning in that anymore. But what's happening is any of that stuff, it's not a match for the high vibration, so it's filtering through, and I'm not dumping my crap in the universe either, because I'm asking that it filters through and is sent off to the universe to become love and light. So at all times, I am surrounded only by love. So the shortcut version, Stacey, can I get the white light, please? Absolutely, absolutely. I will, I'll make a note right now. Okay, I will send that to you. So, so once you've done it, for those that haven't done it, once you've done it to the point where you really feel that it's in your muscle memory, once your body knows it, once your mind, like all of it, once you, it is your thing, it is your truth, right? Then you can actually start doing a shortcut version. Now for myself, I only did the slow-mo, which is like kind of what I'm sharing with you in the audio. I did that for maybe a week or two, maybe every day I did it. And then I thought, you know what? I got it, I get it, I know what it's about. So what I started doing was I would get up, and on my way to the bathroom in the morning, I would literally do this whilst I was walking. So what am I doing? I'm calling the light in. I'm bringing it through my entire body, down through my feet into the center of the earth. And because I don't need to do all the chit-chat in between, because my body already knows, my mind already knows exactly what all of this means, because it is part of my muscle memory. So I'm bringing the light through me. Anything of low vibration, I'm pushing it out of my body and out of my space, and I'm forming a shield of protection around me. So that's all I did. That was my shortcut. So I then went on and I did that for a while. And what I would also do is, whilst I was in the shower, I would feel the water all over me, and I just imagine that the water is light and was washing things away too. So it became a little bit of a ritual that I did. And then I stopped doing that. Now, I'm not telling you to stop doing that. I'm not telling you to stop listening to the full meditation. What I'm saying to you is when something is your absolute truth, it is your absolute truth. For me, my absolute truth is I am always in my bubble of light. Always. Always, always. So if I'm always feeling safe and protected and guided, and I'm always in this bubble of light, then I don't feel the need to do it anymore. But please, please, please don't, I'm not telling you not to do it. But I'm just saying this is what I did, okay? Because it became my rock solid truth. It's like I'm not going to go and manifest a You Create the Dream mug, because I have one. I have lots. But so this is the point I'm trying to make here, right? So yeah, I haven't felt the need to highlight myself for a very long time because it is my absolute truth. But the power of the light, the power of working with it is amazing because you get to decide what is in your space at all times. Nothing, like there's a lot of stuff that goes on. You bring your peacefulness, and your serenity and your strength and your presence into the current moment, the current situation. And there is a lot of chaos going on the planet, right? Clearly. But you get to stay in this beautiful space and you bring your light into the chaos, into the situations that are around you, but you stay in your bliss bubble. It's an extraordinarily powerful thing to do. And it doesn't mean that you don't see things for what they are. But in fact, you actually see them more clearly because you're not caught up in high emotion. Now, I mentioned this the other night with my I Am Woman program, that if you look at the world like a chessboard, and the higher you raise yourself, the more you look down and you can see all the pieces. You see everything far more clearly. But being above means we're also not emotionally attached. It doesn't mean void of feeling. It means I'm positioning myself so that I can see clearly without being influenced by anything or anyone in the chaos or in the drama or in the situation. But I can position myself to see clear, because what happens, and for the CTC therapist, you would know when we take our client back, where we've got them above the timeline looking down, right? Because when they're in this space, they're able to more easily, recognize the emotions, the learnings, etc. But when a client drops into the experience, they're now associated and they're caught up in it. They're too emotional. The crying, the screaming, and all that sort of stuff starts. So we pull them up and everything changes. So think of it that way, right? When we are able to be and remain in our beautiful light, in this bubble, okay, where everything else is bouncing off, and anything that I witness that gives me, any form of feeling that is going to send me a little bit off kilter, it is being released. I'm not drowning in it. I'm setting myself free, so at all times I'm in a space of absolute clarity, and then I can walk into any situation and it's okay. I've got this. I'm hoping that's making sense, because we all need to, there's this, we're throughout our lives, we often find ourselves having to deal with tough things, having to deal with hard things. But you imagine walking into that. If you need to have a difficult conversation with somebody, if you have to go to a environment, a social gathering or something, you really don't want to be there because there's been issues with you and other people, whatever the story is, right? If you can walk in and be in your absolute, like in your bubble, and in a beautiful state of absolute presence and absolute clarity, then you are the one in control of the situation. Then you are the person in a position of power. And no amount of poking and prodding and all of those stuff that goes on, or no amount of chaos that you witness, is going to send you off kilter, and you will in effect be the strongest person in that situation that can help the most people. Because when emotion is high, intelligence is low. And you don't allow yourself to get to that space. You stay in absolute clarity. You stay in absolute clarity. Where are we? Jane, I would love the white light meditation too. Absolutely, Jane. What I'll do for both of you ladies, I will put the link into Messenger for you. Marina, I just find your voice so calming. Thank you. It's my meditation voice. Valerie, I've done the white light over my home and car during a hailstorm. My car was protected, yes. There's so many white light stories, amazing. My car was protected. We only had hail in the backyard and on the road in the front of the house. So it's my alarm. We have breathwork tonight at 8 o'clock. Um, okay, so thank you very much for sharing that, Valerie. I know we used to have this when we were at Glenorrey. We were on 5 acre property, and every June long weekend we would have all of our friends around, and we'd have this camp out. And the intention was that basically the kids spent a whole weekend outside, like no one was allowed in the house. We just had this amazing camp out. And I was coming back early the morning that everyone was arriving to camp. I had to go into Dural, and I was heading back, and I saw my girlfriend and her husband there trying to put a tent up, and they were being dragged down the property because the wind had picked up the tent. And I got there and I said to her, why didn't you put a bubble of light? Just put a bubble of light. So, we stood there together and we put a bubble of light over the property, and I kid you not, it was beautiful and calm there. You do the same thing. I mean, we had the fires. Was it last year or the year before now? Year before. We put a bubble of white light, and I remember years ago, previous fires, and I can't remember where it was now, but I think maybe Bathurst or something. I can't recall, but this was many years ago. But a friend of a friend, she put a bubble of light around her house, and I kid you not, there was a perfect ring. When you looked at overhead pictures around her house, there was a perfect ring. Her house was not touched, and everything around her was burnt, was severely damaged. Did you get all your pears done? Do you know what? Fig jam I am. As I said to Martin this afternoon, I'm not afraid to admit it. Damn, I'm good. 2 hours, I haven't done all of them, but I end up doing something completely different. So currently I have fruit leather in the oven. I don't know if you can hear the whirring of the oven. My dehydrator is in my alfresco area dehydrating pears, and I have canned six jars. You'll see some pictures tomorrow, but I've decided the dehydrator will keep running continuously for the next 3 days, and those pears will be put in the dehydrator. And of course I'm giving Mum and Liam some. Liam is my daughter's husband. He makes ciders and things, which is great. Where are we? But thank you so much for asking, Stacey. 2 hours. A woman on a mission. I got in there, I looked at it, and I thought, what do I do? But I'm lucky enough to have lots of amazing gadgets. Kitchen gadget queen I am. Marina, I used the white light in a social situation that I knew would trigger me. The comments came thick and fast to no avail. Needless to say, they may have been disappointed with the lack of reaction from me. Absolutely. But here's the thing. The only reason people do what they do is because our reaction feeds them. And if they're not getting a reaction, if they're not getting fed, they go somewhere else. Now, I have shared briefly, I went through a pretty terrible 10-year situation with the community. And for me, it was like, well, no, I know how much I can take, and I can take it. And, I'm going to wake these people up, and I'm going to. And I realized what I was doing was feeding the monster. And for me, it was a massive lesson. But for me, it was about realizing that people aren't going to change until they're ready and want to change. So the moment I went into meditation, half an hour, I opened my eyes, half an hour later, my whole life was different. So that is us going on to a different frequency. So Marina, they try, they don't get a reaction, things change, they're going to go somewhere where they will get the reaction that feeds their energy. So well done. Valerie, how great must you have felt? Absolutely. It's wonderful to be in a situation where you used to get triggered and to be there and go like, this is amazing. It's like I'm here but not here. So well done. The white light, I have, in the past, I have used it when I've had to have the tough conversations. Also, what I recommend when you're in a difficult situation, when you have to have those tough conversations, what I would do is I would say, I ask that you speak through. So you do your white light, right? And you also visualize the actual space that you're going to be, imagine that filled with light. So not only are you in this bubble of light, but you're going to visualize light at that cafe or light at that person's home or in the office or wherever. So you're going to feel lots of light in there. And remember, no matter how dark a room is, when you turn on one light, there's no more dark, right? So you fill the space with light. So you are light, space is filled with light. And then what I would do is I would also ask that you speak through me in a manner in which they will understand. Because even though we're all speaking English, and like we know what the words mean, but to actually really have somebody understand it and feel it, we need to be speaking their language. We need to use words and phrases that really resonate for them. So you want to stay calm, which being in the light will help you to do, and then you want to just basically say, I ask that you speak through me in a manner in which they will understand. I ask that all these things that I want to share come through me in a manner in which they will understand. Things like that. And it makes the world of difference. And then you will find that you will be speaking and it's like, wow, I wouldn't have thought to say it like that, but it works. And basically what this is doing is heart to heart communication. It's like, I know what it is I want to express, but I'm expressing it in a way that you will get it, will resonate with you. And that's here, not there. It's here. Here, people are too busy trying to work out the next thing that they want to say. So there's so much that you can do with the light. And I highly, highly recommend playing with it. So all weekend I kept saying to the students, what if everything that I have done has been built with a what if attitude? CTC was created with my what if attitude. That dress, the wedding story I just told you about, that dress was extremely tight. I did not look good in it. And I'm not stretching the story here. I know that it was not nice. It was not nice, to put it kindly. But, I thought, what if? What if? And then I was brave enough to try it. I was brave enough, because I could have gone and put something else on, but I was brave enough to do the white light and to go. And the universe rewarded me, because I could, if this gentleman didn't say anything, I would have no idea. But the universe spoke through him, through a stranger, and refed the very words that I used. They spoke through him to prove to me that it worked. So what I'm asking you to do, you want to live a life of magic? Then what if? Try, put a bubble of white light, protect things, use the light. Surround yourself with the light. Use the light. Marina CTC keeps speaking to me. It's amazing. It's amazing. It's amazing, amazing, amazing. The training's amazing. The session's amazing. I'm so blessed to see miracles every single day. So, Marina, jump. You're telling me to jump? I'm talking to Valerie. Have I missed something? Oh, it was fabulous. It is fabulous. It is fabulous. All right. So what if? What if? The more I think I've said this once before, people wait. People say, oh, I'll see it. When I see it, I'll believe it. I'm asking you, what if? What if you believed first? Because if you believe first, amazing things will happen. I believed, what if? That light does work, right? For my dress scenario, and it did work. Can you imagine how much confidence and faith that gave me in it? What if? So the more I believe, the more I'm given to believe. The more magical experiences I have. Surround your home with light. And with your house, with your car, you do exactly the same thing. Because let me tell you, you don't want to all drown in all the family's shit either, right? So you would bring a beam of light right through the center of the house. It's exactly the same thing, right through the center of the house, pushing out this light in every direction outside of your house and the property. I have a story. Outside of the house and the property, right outside. And then forming a shield of protection. Again, anything of low vibration bounces off this shield. However, any negativity, anxiety, stress or tension created within this space easily filters through and is sent off to the universe to become love and light. You do that with your house because you don't want to drown in everybody else's crap too. Okay, so when I left Sydney, I moved in with Mum. I had a lot of my furniture stored between the garages and under the house and everywhere. So a lot of my furniture was stored there whilst I was looking for a property. This is before I bought the property in Jindabyne. And I found out that next door to me, the girl was a drug dealer, and I'd hear these deals happening at night, right? So I started white lighting mum's house, and I would white light, and I was doing it frequently, but I'm white lighting and I'm putting this bubble and I'm strengthening the bubble and I'm putting laser beams. And for anyone that's done Reiki 2 with me, when you all try to send me that exercise we do, when you try to send me Reiki, because I'm trying to show you what it feels like when someone doesn't want it, that sort of thing, I put that kind of shield up around mum's house, right? And I'm asking for nothing of low vibration to be within this space and to be within this vicinity. Mother's Day. So I moved into mum's, it was like 2 days before Christmas, and this is Mother's Day. My brother Steve, we heard the sound of a motorbike, and I looked out the window and I saw Steve's here. So he obviously rode to Canberra from Canberra to Cooma to surprise mum. And I've opened the door and I said, hey, and he says, he's taken his helmet off and he says, call the fire brigade, the house next door's on fire. And I swear I never once thought about getting rid of her. I never once thought about setting the house on fire. I didn't think of anything like that. But what I did was I white lighted mum's house so much, and I asked that nothing of low vibration be here. And anyway, I mean, she wasn't home. Thankfully, she wasn't home. But then my brother Peter ran out, because both Steve and Pete went to make sure that she wasn't in there, whilst I called the fire brigade. But the universe obviously thought the only way we can actually make sure that nothing of low vibration is in this space is to get rid of the house. So white light is extremely powerful. I'm going to have to go because I need enough time to set up everything via Zoom for our breath work. Does anyone have any questions at all? I feel like there's so much I can share with the white light, but what if? I think that's what I want to leave you with. What if? What if I tried on this and it works? It probably will. And then because you know it works, then you'll know it works and you can do the same thing again, or you'll be more confident to try it on other things as well. There's so much power in it. Does anyone have any questions at all? White light a pet? Absolutely, Stacey. And from my heart to your heart, and I would even use those words. So what you're doing is you're imagining light flowing through you. Okay, imagine this light flowing through you. From my heart to your heart, I send you light. And you watch, they just, oh my goodness, they adore you. Because animals see it. Animals see energies far more easily than humans do. I would do that. And then you could put this beautiful bubble of light. You can visualize light going through cleansing, clearing, healing, etc. Absolutely. You can both do the white light meditation together. Valerie's telling me to jump. Now I've got a song in my head. Marina, most of the time when you make comments, because I know you're into music, whenever you make comments, I end up with a song in my head. It's really interesting. Valerie, for a house or car, how often do we repeat the white light? Only when you feel like it. Only when you feel like it. So, for instance, I don't. And I don't even, in Reiki we talk about making sure your space is clear and what have you. Because I hold such a high vibration and my space holds a high vibration, anything like a client that client's releasing, if they're there in person, if a client's releasing stuff, it can't stay. It's straight out because it's a mismatch for the frequency of the space. So what I would recommend is if you start to feel the space not being of high vibration, then you would do it again. I haven't done it for a very, very long time. Obviously we had a situation when the fires were here, so then I did it, and I did it quite strongly when the fires were here. So for myself, it's just check in on the vibration. I would do that. Check in on the vibration, notice how it feels. And the car though, I used to do the car every time I did the trip from Sydney to Cooma. Again, because I was a bit of a rev head. The breath work, I'll have to watch the replay. Thank you so much, Marina. I can't make breath work, but we'll replay. Sharon, thank you so much. Lily, is the white light equivalent to spirit? Yes, source. We're bringing source through us. We're bringing that light through us. So what we're doing is we're giving source, we're giving spirit we're turning into something that maybe that we can imagine, a visual, which is light. We're bringing the light through us. But that's a fantastic question, Lily. Can't make it either. We'll do the replay. It's Stacey. So true. Your home is high vibing. Thank you, Valerie. Yeah, always is, and the frequency always stays very high, no matter what goes on here. And you know, you did your CTC training in person, so there was a lot of releasing. And you know, when people come to see me, they're not coming to see me because everything in their world is fabulous. They're coming to release a lot of, you know, low vibe stuff. But it can't, it's not a match. It's the oil and water. It can't mix. Okay, it cannot mix. So what happens is, as they release, it's just straight out because it is not of the same viscosity. All right, I'm going to have to go. I need to make myself a fresh cup of tea and set up music and everything for breathwork. For those that are joining breathwork in I Am Woman, I look forward to seeing you very, very soon. Much love to you all. I love spending this time with you. And oh, 2 weeks, I may not be able to make it. We're going away this weekend. This weekend, what day is it? Monday. This coming weekend. And we're not sure if I'm going to have reception, but I will be in touch with my PA, obviously, and I'll just notify you. If I've got reception, I will be on. If I don't, then we'll find a way to notify you. But I apologise for that, and I have to admit, Martin's been saying, babe, take some time off. You know, we'll see. All right, much love to you all, and I look forward to catching up very soon. Good night, everyone. Just make sure there are no messages. Good. You're very welcome. You're very, very welcome. Much love.